night.
Yeah, holding it down.
Holding it down. We are all over the place. Today we are at the Hibernian Hall. You guys got to get there after 6. You're not VIP.
Like us.
You're not
Oh, the
VIP.
Hibernian Hall tonight.
Yes, and they got a good food. They got a nice food too.
A variety.
A variety. We VIP. We those VIPs. When we walk in, you got to be like, oh, VIPs is in the house. That's how you got to approach us. Oh, look at Sham right there. Hello, Sham. How are you? How are you, girl?
Y'all like my shirt?
Let me see.
What shirt say? Just hot smoking
French
fries.
Smoking.
Who's in the French fries smoking?
Wake and bacon cake. Wake bacon cake.
Wake bacon cake.
Wake bacon. Ew.
Is that a nasty shirt?
I don't know.
Nasty.
I was trying to.
I don't get it.
Cause she's
We was
right.
trying to figure out what WC means.
Wake cake.
I said women's fresh.
Woman's
Wedding cake. I don't know.
crotch.
Women's crotch.
Well cared for.
Well cared for. Bake. See, sometimes t-shirt people come up with really good ideas and they don't really follow them through so much. But I want that t-shirt because it just looks fun. It doesn't have to represent anything. It just looks fun. And I like that. As for me, big shout out to Sham again who held
And
me
we
down.
had our meeting yesterday. That was
We
a good
did.
meeting.
We sure did, which was good.
Really
A
good.
come to Jesus moment we
Yes,
had.
it feels a little relieved.
Yes.
Relieved after that meeting.
Big sigh of relief.
Good looking out, Miss Tony.
All right,
You did
thank
good with
you.
that one. Sham held me down yesterday while I did my first official speaking engagement. Like, I've had a lot of speaking engagement, but I think this one was like official professional speaking engagement. And she played Spark FM the first 15 minutes of the meeting, which was really great for promotional wise. And that was a really great event. I had a good time. It was well received. I'm really excited about what the future holds. And today we have a really great interview coming in. We have 100 Round Kato, who's going to talk to us about life.
Yeah.
Pretty much just life, like we talk a lot here about, different things and backgrounds and how you were raised and how that has shaped you into the person you are and how you can change that around. We'll be talking to him and want you guys to get familiar with our local artists and our local entrepreneurs and motivators, because it's important. With that said, we're going to get started on this show so that we can hit all of our marks today. Saucy and Friends in the Morning on Spark FM Online starts right now.
Oh, I really enjoyed this corner.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM.
Yes. Window seat. Is this window seat? Yes. I want to go. I don't ever want to be on the bus naked though, but I can see what the concept is there.
She wasn't on a bus naked.
She was on.
She
she
was,
was
but then
walking
she took
in the
it
bus.
off. She took the coat off after she got
Oh,
off
and
the
then she
bus.
walked the streets naked.
Yes.
She got a nice round hiney.
She's got an apple bar to make you want to bite.
Yes. Nom nom nom. Like
that was
groceries. Today's Friday. It's gonna be a high of 62 degrees. Sunshine and clouds mix. Winds in the east-northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're gonna have a low of 44, just in case it doesn't get all the way up to where we want it to be. And there's a 0% chance of precipitation or any raindrops
Oh.
of moisture.
No moisture.
There's no moisture, so
Oh,
y'all
the
gonna be
dry day.
sneezing and coughing with all of your little ailments
I
today.
know. My son was like, Mommy, I can't do these allergies.
Oh, you're gonna have to, little baby. Do he got a little baby Zyrtec or anything like that?
I have to get him.
Yes, I have to get it. And
Little liquid Zyrtec.
I bought him some eye drops because his eyes, like get all crusty
Stick
and
together.
terrible. So I got him some little eye drops.
I'm waiting for your mother to send over some
Flonase.
allergy. Yeah.
Oh, because what does she get them on? Does she get them in bulk?
Like, seriously.
She give it. It's like, you get a Flonase, you get a Flonase, and their whole prescription. Like, bro, what are you doing?
She's the plug, yo.
Flonase plus. Let's get into the 4 police officers acquitted of overtime pay scam. Of course they would be acquitted of overtime pay scam.
What was it, a jury of their peers?
Yes, a jury of officers who have also gained from overtime. A jury found 4 Boston police officers accused of running an overtime pay scam not guilty of embezzlement charges on Tuesday. Federal prosecutors had accused Timothy, Robert, Henry, and Kendra of stealing from the city by filing overtime slips for hours they didn't work, netting them thousands of dollars. The defense argued that the officers were following standard department practices. The trial centered around whether it was normal department policy for officers working at the evidence control unit to be paid for full 4 or 8 hour overtime shifts when they were allowed to leave after after they were allowed to leave just after an hour or 2. So yes, as I'm reading this, I'm not sure how they were acquitted, because if you are not working the full overtime hours, por qué are you getting paid for them? Let's talk about it.
But that's the whole scandal, right?
Yeah, like it's a loophole that I can commit this scandal and you can't do anything to me because I'm an officer, and we don't have any accountability for any of our officers at any time, at any point, anywhere.
Right.
Makes sense here. The defendants did not deny that they were paid for hours they didn't work, but argued that the conduct was illegal. Federal prosecutors argued that the officers used their scheme to make extra money for less work. The Globe reported. The defense made the case that they were following long-standing department practices that were accepted by the heads of the department. Not a superintendent, not a deputy superintendent, and certainly not the commissioner ever told them they were anything inappropriate or incorrect about these practices. Federal prosecutors did not comment on the trial to the Globe on Thursday. All of these people were indicted on charges of conspiracy to commit embezzlement in 2020, along with 11 other former and current Boston police officers. Prosecutors added a charge of conspiracy to commit wire fraud for these 4 officers earlier this year. So basically, they can continue to get paid for hours that they did not work, get paid more than anybody else in the entire city, and nothing will happen to them because nobody ever told them that they could not do that. And look at our system. I don't know how y'all.
Like this happens all the time.
Like it, and that's what they're saying. They're like, it happens a day, B. Why y'all coming down on us? People been doing this whole time. Clearly, it's not an issue in the department. Not sure why the Fed's taking an issue with it, but we just doing what they said we could do, and that's make money when we didn't work.
Right.
These teachers are out here getting paid like $19 an hour.
To get hit in the face over a cell phone.
To get punched and slammed on the floor and ends up in the hospital with cognitive dissonance and all kinds of stuff like that.
What is that? What they got?
They got it. Whatever they got it.
Cognizance distance.
And they can't even get no damn vacation pay. But these officers could check into their shift, walk the beat for 2 minutes, and then go home and make a sandwich, and then they good to go with $200,000 overtime. Nice.
Overtime.
That's time and a half, right?
Yeah.
Nice. In other nice news, that man who killed his wife up, he killed her up, disappeared her body. He unalived her and unmasked her.
And told us.
And he Googled how to do that on his private computer.
Yeah.
So a suspected affair, a private investigator, and a $2.7 million life insurance payout. Prosecutors lay out alleged motive in Brian Walsh's case. Not sure why this is still going to trial. Brian Walsh suspected his wife. Let's listen to the audio because I need to hear. I was listening to it yesterday, and I was like, wow, this is a terrible man. He is terrible.
Charging him with murdering
He's an
his
awful
wife,
person.
Anna. We learn new details about just the long litany of Google searches they say he made about how to dismember a body, how to dispose of a body, what happens to parts of a body
How does
after it's dismembered.
formaldehyde work?
And then beyond that, for the first time, we learned information about their DNA and scientific investigation. Let's get right to that. Defense attorney Misty Maris is with us, and CNN Chief Law Enforcement and Intelligence Analyst John Miller back with us right now. John, first to you. You have the Google searches, and you have this DNA found in some of the bags disposed of by Brian Walsh. Didn't have body parts, but it had blood, consistent DNA with that of Anna Walsh.
So if you take this in total, we are far beyond the standard of, is there probable cause to bring a charge or to hold the defendant? Now, all of this will have to be
Yes,
proven in
far
court.
beyond
we have
there.
to say, the mandatory, he's innocent until proven guilty. But what prosecutors laid out today was an incredible trail of means, of motive, of actions, affirmative steps taken from the Google searches, which were basically a blueprint of questions, and things he planned to do and allegedly did. But the key is, if you got biological material in the basement of the house, if you have the murder kit, which is the tools that were purchased and the Tyvek suits and the things to carry that out, and then on the other end of the garbage dump, after taking it to the garbage by his mother's house, the dump where that garbage goes to be processed, you find the back end of that. It is highly suggestive, evidentiary-wise, that there was a murder, that there was a body, that it was moved and disposed of.
Misty, if I could get you to weigh in, because we've been questioning how
the news reports that we
prosecutors
saw
could
yesterday
weigh
was
a
saying
murder
how he
charge without a body.
they have pictures of him at all these places. They have pictures of him at the Home Depot buying the murder kit. They have pictures of him, at dumpsters.
Leaving Home Depot with all of the mops and the formaldehyde
the
and
bleach and all of that
bleach
stuff.
and the baking soda, everything.
Yes, and then they have pictures of him at the dumpsters, at various dumpsters dumping things, and just like so many stupid things that this man did. Like he's definitely the opposite of how to get away with murder.
He's literally like, if you think about one of these crime shows like SVUs and stuff like that, he literally laid out a show for us of how they solved this murder.
And has he never watched any of those shows? Like, what is wrong with you?
The extensive Google search. I'm like, wait, was he doing Spark Show research? Because I
Listen.
know that we be in here Googling all kinds of stuff. He was just like, how do I murder my wife named Anna?
Right.
How she's 5'2". My wife named Anna is 5'2", and I would like to murder her.
Yep.
How is the best way to dismember her?
How do you kill Anna?
How do I kill Anna?
My wife.
My wife.
Right.
While my kids are upstairs.
While my kids are
How
upstairs.
do I keep it quiet so that I can kill my wife in the basement while my children sleep upstairs eating breakfast?
Just like
like
awful and stupid.
just dumb. Just absolutely dumb. And I'm not sure. I know that the court has to do its due process, but fry him.
Yeah.
What is it? Firing
squad.
Fire squad him.
Yeah.
And then bring him back to life and do it once a year or something for
On
as
the
long as he
anniversary of his
has.
wife's death.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely crazy. His wife is
I'll allow
funny.
it.
His wife said that there's no motive, there's no body, there is no
His lawyer,
murder
his
weapon.
lawyer.
His defense lawyer.
Yeah.
No body, no weapon, no motive.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, what papers has she read?
I'm wondering what uncle touched her that has her feeling like she has to defend this man that is no doubt guilty.
100%.
You're ruining your own reputation being with him. Who's going to hire you for a lawyer after this?
Because you're not gonna win that.
No.
Like, this is one of those, and maybe she's got to be an appointed defense lawyer or something like that just has to say things. I would have been recused myself, like Anna was my sister.
Listen to you with recuse and things like that.
Yes, I am a scholar.
You are a court commentator.
Yes, that is how I am.
Yes.
That's who I am. But moving on from that murderer, And that's not alleged either.
No.
That man killed his wife.
He did that.
And unless this case comes out different, I cannot be held in contempt of
Yesterday when he was walking out the courtroom, one of the reporters asked him, "Did you kill your wife?" And he nodded his head no. Why are you answering? Why are you making any gestures?
He probably thought they asked, "Did you kill your wife today?" Because he nodded his head, "No, I killed her back then on January 1st. Definitely killed her."
New Year's.
But whatever. State exploring free and discounted MBTA fares during the summer tunnel closure. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Massachusetts transportation officials are strategizing ways to help mitigate the inevitable headaches that will be caused by the summer tunnel closure this summer. This reportedly includes consideration of free and reduced MBTA fares for certain riders. The Sumner Tunnel, which is used to drive from East Boston and Logan Airport to the downtown area, is currently undergoing a complete restoration. It will continue to be closed most weekends through June, but will close 7 days a week from July 5th to August 31st. Again, 7 days a week. That tunnel will not be open from July 5th till August 31st, and we'll continue to remind you guys about that. The popular roadway was initially set to be fully closed from May through summer, but officials announced earlier this year that the plan would be changing. Instead, this year's closure was shortened to only include the midsummer months while traffic is the lightest. Good.
Wasn't it closed for a while not too long ago, too?
When they was doing the government center situation?
Yeah, it was closed for
a
few
couple
months,
of
right?
seconds. I don't know if it was closed for a month. I think
Oh,
like
they
a
were
couple
closed,
of
like, the
days
weekends.
or
Yeah.
I think
hours or
every
something.
weekend they would close in it or something like that.
Closure will resume on weekends in the fall and winter. The tunnel will fully close again next summer from July to August again. Highway Administrator Jonathan Gulliver, in a presentation to the Department of Transportation Board Thursday, went over some possibilities for helping people navigate the full closures. Gulliver also reportedly said cheaper $2 a day parking would be implemented at Wonderland Station and Wood Island Station on the Blue Line. Where is Wood Island Station? Wonderland is Revere. Wood, I don't even.
Wood Island is,
Next
a little
to
further
Wonder.
than Revere.
Oh, it's in the island part of Revere. The MBTA will offer reduced fares for commuter rail service to Boston from Salem and Swampscott. This says CHNS. I'm assuming it's Shein reported. Riders who typically must pay $8 for trips would be charged only $2.40 instead. Hey, close it down if I get to save all of that kind of money.
I know that's $5 plus of savings per day.
Drivers will be forced to rely on the Ted Williams Tunnel and on the Tobin Bridge more during the Sumner Tunnel closures. Drivers registered in a state program will benefit from discounted fares in those areas, Shein reported.
The thing is that them closing down for the summers is really hard because the summertime is when there's the most traffic going out that way because that's where Revere Beach is.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Wonderland is out there for all the damn shows that we go to in the summertime. So that's going to be a little difficult. And especially, the summertime is when we like to go out there to East Boston and get all the good tacos.
Oh, true. And get enchiladas con grandula.
And pupusas and things like that.
So everybody will continue to update you guys with those closings and things as such.
Yes.
But pay attention to that. A Lowell man was sentenced for cocaine conspiracy tied to Colombian organized crime.
Say that 5 times fast.
Colombian organized. Lowell man sentenced a cocaine conspiracy by the Colombian organized crime organization.
Yes.
Hello. Miguel Colineres, 61, was sentenced by U.S. District Court Chief Judge F. Dennis Saylor
61?
IV
Ain't you supposed to be retired?
to 51 months in jail. How much is that? 52. That's 2 years. 5, 6, 24, 4 or 5 years.
48. Almost 5.
Almost 5 years in prison and 3 years of supervised release in January. Colineres pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute 5 kilograms or more of cocaine. What's a kilo? Is that one package? Is that one brick?
Yes, a brick.
Oh, really? He had 5 bricks.
Is this a standard size for a brick?
Is a kilo? Yes.
You can't make different size brick. Oh, a brick is a kilo. Oh.
Yeah. Learn something new every day.
Wow, thank you, Tris.
It is alleged that co-defendants Fabio de Jesus Yepa Sanchez and Mario Zepeta Zeles were members of the La Oficina, who were tasked with collecting $750,000 drug debt from 2 cocaine traffickers in Massachusetts. Oh, I like that name, La Oficina, the office.
Yeah.
It is further alleged that Colorados inspired with Yepas, Zapata, and others to obtain 5 kilograms of cocaine from the Massachusetts traffickers, sell those kilograms, and then repatriate the drug proceeds to Colombia.
Not repatriate.
Repatriate.
Oh, well, I don't know what it is.
What is it? Repatriate. We learn words on this show, okay? We learn words. Repatriate. What it mean?
I don't know. I got to find it. Repatriate. Repatriate. Oh, make it a patriot again.
Oh. Send someone back to their country.
Exactly.
Return to one's own
Make
country.
them a patriot again.
Oh, repatriate. Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Y'all write that down. Repatriate. I'll send you it. So how come the white people, instead of telling us, go back to where you come from, don't say, go repatriate?
If they were smart, they would.
Yeah, because then we would have to stop and Google it and find out what is it that they want us to do.
What you want us to do?
Well, anyways, these people have been sentenced to 5 months in jail. And
5 months?
5 years in jail. And they've been doing a lot of work to get them off the streets. This effort is part of an organized crime drug enforcement task force called OCDETF operation. OCDETF identifies, disrupts, and dismantles the highest level criminal organizations that threaten the United States using a prosecutor-led, intelligence-driven, multi-agency approach. Additional information about OCDETF program can be found at thejustice.gov/OCDETF.
I just
wanted
keep
to
on
keep
being
on saying
like,
it.
INDEPENT. Do you know what that means?
She got a repentance.
Repatriate.
Too bad for them. Because with drug dealers, you just never know. Like, it's supply and demand. If they take them off the street, somebody else is going to come here and do it.
And cocaine is considered a designer drug, right?
Yes.
So, like, people who are poor don't do cocaine.
They do crack.
They do crack.
Crack is whack. Crack's for poor people.
Crack's whack.
Yes.
Yes.
So the poor people who can't afford it. Anyways, we're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be right back after a few moments. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban. Oh, no. Before we go, though, we got to tell you guys about this backpack thing that's going on at the Boston Public Library.
Yes.
That's really, really, really cool.
It is really cool.
So at the Fields Corner branch in particular, have you been interested in oral history? I had to figure out what that meant as well. Because I was like, I'm stay interested in the oral anything.
The history, the future, and the present.
Hello. We are excited to share that the BPL is now circulating oral history backpacks as part of a library of things. Oral history is a method of gathering people's lived experience through recorded interviews. The tools in the BPL Oral History Backpack can help you gather these stories for yourselves and your communities, for the historical record and for the future generations. Inside, you'll find recording equipment and guidance for creating an oral history project from scratch. The kit includes a how-to guide translated into 10 different languages, and you can find that at any participating Boston Public Library. You get a little book bag of things. You get a binder, you get the little recorder and a little holder, and then you get some things in order to conduct your own little community interviews, and I am here for it. That's really dope. So if you guys you need to have a library card. Did you end up doing it?
I couldn't do it online yesterday. It wouldn't let me register, so I have to actually go into the library and do it. I plan on doing that after I
Or you can get a library card online now.
Yeah, you can get a library card online.
Can
Isn't
you?
that crazy?
Will they send it to you in my email?
It's like a digital card, I think they give you. I don't know.
I want a free record.
I want a real card because I want to hold it in my hand and go in there.
You want a library credit card?
Go on a commercial break. We'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce. Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Trees. Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present The House of Ramon Iglesia by Jose Rivera. Directed by Arthur Gomez, The House of Ramon Iglesia opens April 14th and runs through April 30th at the Mosesian Center for Arts in Watertown. A poignant play about Americanized son's torturous efforts to break away from his immigrant parents. A break that can't be made until he accepts the ethnic heritage he spent his life trying to suppress. Tickets are $55 for general admission, $45 for seniors, and $20 for student rush half hour prior to performance, and are available at www.mosesianarts.org. Pay what you can. Tickets are available at the door.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Chick a man be ballin', these chicks pigeon toed, some of them be crawlin'.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You know I like it when you vibe with me. I'm feeling lonely, baby. You should come and slide on me, yeah. So just come over and get high with me. And we can't come in. But you the one I just can't get enough with. Yeah, you the one I really with. Yeah.
Oh.
Nope, sorry.
Can they hear us?
Can you
guys,
hear us now?
You hear me?
Start it over.
Rashid Tafari Anderson of North Florida was charged with unsafe storage of a firearm, 2 counts of possession of a firearm on school property, and disruption of school function after his child brought the gun to school. Rashid said he put the gun in the wrong bag. Authorities found a pair of guns in Anderson's vehicle as well. He's got guns all over the place.
I just don't understand. What part of the bag? Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
Deputies with the Broward County Sheriff's Office were alerted around 9:15 a.m. that a student had a weapon in their backpack at Park Lakes Elementary School. Well, you mistook the Snoopy Dog backpack for your gun tote? The hell?
He should have been arrested. Like absolutely you should be arrested.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
That led to a lockdown at the school. Deputies spoke with a student in Anderson who allegedly said that he accidentally placed the gun in the wrong bag. This morning, our security team safely confiscated a loaded weapon that was found inside a student's backpack. Said the principal, I want to assure you this situation did not involve any threats toward our school, and all students are faced. No threats were made to the school, students, or staff, the sheriff's office said. Officials confiscated the gun after it was found in the student's bag. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Crazy.
You know, if you're going to drop your child to school and you got to bring the gun with you, I'm not sure if that is what you should do.
2 guns in your car to drop your child to school. Gun in the backpack, and then how many other guns did he have at home? And why are you building an arsenal?
Yeah, like why? And why are you taking the arsenal with you? Go put them in your bungalow or something like that. I don't understand why you are carrying them all around. Are you gonna get in that much shit?
I don't, girl. If you got to watch your back that hard, just go. Move to Guam.
Are you dropping your kid to the nearest field training center? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get Tomo's it.
A 7th grader brings a school bus to a stop after the driver passes out. This is a feel-good story to make up for the last one. The actions of the student who helped stop the bus made all the difference today, and I could not be prouder of his efforts, the Warren Consolidated Superintendent said. A Michigan 7th grader is being praised for helping to avert a possible crisis after his school bus driver passed out at the wheel and the boy brought the bus to a stop. Now, see, this comes into play with the story that we were talking about last week with the father teaching the child to drive the 18-wheeler.
Yep, that is very true. Yeah.
The student, who has not been publicly identified, sprung into action Wednesday afternoon during his ride home from the middle school in Warren, a city close to Detroit. When the bus driver became lightheaded and lost consciousness while driving on Masonic Boulevard near Burnert Road, the student saw the driver in distress, stepped to the front of the bus, and helped bring it to a stop without incident.
How old is the 7th grade? Is
7th grade
old.
is 12.
That's 12, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Let's go to the story.
Oh yeah, let's go to the story. That's interesting.
And lost consciousness, and that 7th grader sprang into action. The school district letting parents know it was a 7th grade boy who jumped in to save the day when his bus driver lost consciousness here on Masonic near Bunnert. As soon as the district posted on its Facebook page about the situation, it went viral and has been shared thousands of times across social media platforms, including from Macomb County Executive Mark Hackle with a, as you can see, shout out to Dylan, Macomb County's local hero. The praise is pouring in tonight, and not just from strangers, but from parents of children who are on the bus as well. Warren Consolidated School Superintendent Dr. Robert Livernois saying that boy's actions made all the difference today, and the district could not be prouder of him. The school district telling us that Warren Police and Fire got out to the scene really quickly. All the students were taken off the bus. None of them were hurt. They got them home. The driver was taken to the hospital. It's unclear what the driver's status is as of right now, but it sounds like the district is going to have some sort of a press conference today, this afternoon.
That's good. It does directly relate to that story that we saw the other day. Again, like I feel like it was important to teach your children these life skills because you never know when they can help you. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you should teach your child early to drive the truck on the highway.
Or maybe I think you should
just to make them learn how to work.
Basic driving skills.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to learn how to drive an 18-wheeler.
On the highway.
On the highway, per se. Know how to stop it, but you don't have to learn how to
keep going.
Teach your kids how to drive. Why not?
Not an 18-wheeler.
And not on the not on the open road.
How old was he?
You can do it. That boy was what, 9?
If he was like 12.
I think he was like 12, yeah. And he was handling it well. He was handling it really well. I just nervous. I'm a mama and I'm a nurturing and I don't want nothing to happen to the babies.
That's life skills.
Nah.
That's life skills.
Speaking of that, yesterday your son walked in the door and looked me straight in my eye because we the same height. And I was like, what happened? When did you get this tall? Yesterday? Because I was just here yesterday. So what happened? What happened?
He didn't look tall to me. He just looked like a little pipsqueak. Go sit down, boy.
He's got 1 more inch to be taller than you, and then that's it. So he's gonna look down on you and tell you what it is. Carolyn Bryant Donham, the woman at the center of Emmett Till's kidnapping and killing, dies. Donham set off the case in August of 1955 by accusing the black teenager of making improper advances at a store in Money, Mississippi. Till's brutal murder was a catalyst for the civil rights movement. She does look like an evil witch in this picture here. Her and her sister-in-law, Juanita. Bitches. The white woman who accused who accused black teenager Emmett Till of making improper advances before he was lynched in Mississippi in 1955 has died in hospice care in Louisiana. She was 88 years old.
She shouldn't have been in no damn hospice care. She should have been sitting somewhere in a field.
In a cell. Remember in the movie where they had the hot box that they put the slave in?
That's what they should have put her in. Just sit out your last days right in the air in this box. This is where we're going to take you out of anyhow.
The reason why I'm mad at her is because she never paid any penance for what she did.
Nothing. She never.
Nothing. That's the part that makes me upset, because if you were a real whatever human, you would have been like, what I did was wrong. There's something that I need to do about it. She never paid any penance. She died Tuesday night in Westlake, Louisiana, according to a death report filed Thursday. Till's kidnapping and killing, of course, became a catalyst for the civil rights movement when his mother insisted on an open casket funeral in their hometown of Chicago after his brutalized body was pulled from a river in Mississippi. Jet magazine published photos. Till traveled from Chicago to visit relatives in Mississippi in August of 1955. Donham, then named Carolyn Bryant, accused him of making improper advances at her at a grocery store in the small community of Money. The Rev Wheeler Parker, a cousin of Till who was there, had said 14-year-old Till whistled at the woman, an act that flew in the face of Mississippi's racist social codes of the era. I don't know, the show that I watched, they didn't have him whistle at her. I think like when she went to give him the change, he kind of like caressed her hand a little bit. Evidence indicates a woman identified Till to her then husband Roy Bryant and his half brother J. Millam, who killed the teenager. So in the movie,
they took that boy out of his house, right?
They came in the middle of the night. He was sleeping.
Him out of his uncle's house.
They took him out of his uncle's house. They were like, which one of them is it? Because there was like 3 boys. Him and his little cousins were there, and they were like, which one is it? We want to talk to this one. Controversial because the uncle basically was like,
said, it's that one.
He let him go. Just months ago, Till's cousin filed a federal lawsuit against the current LaFleur County, Mississippi sheriff, seeking to compel him to serve an arrest warrant on kidnapping charges that was issued for Donham in 1955, but never served.
And didn't they just have an acquittance on something that like didn't charge her or didn't indict her or something recently?
That's what this. They wouldn't serve an arrest warrant on kidnapping charges for her. So this was months ago because she was like that. She needs to be charged with kidnapping.
Absolutely.
Something needs to happen. She needs to be charged with something.
Just put her in there.
Yep. A team searching a Mississippi courthouse basement for evidence about the lynching found the warrant in June of 2022. So the warrant was issued. They never served it. And so it's been sitting there. They just found it last year.
It bothers me when people say things like racism doesn't exist and that the system is not set out to harm us, even in justice. You know? They served this to her. They were supposed to serve this to her in 2022.
No.
In 1955. And now in 2022, you won't serve her. Why? Because she's old?
Yep. The discovery prompted calls from Till's relatives for authorities to arrest Donham, but a grand jury in LaFleur County denied to indict her on charges of manslaughter and kidnapping. In an unpublished memoir obtained by the Associated Press in 2022, Donham said she was aware of what would have happened to 14-year-old Till. She was 21 at the time. The contents of the 99-page...
She was unaware?
She was unaware. She was unaware.
Yep.
The contents of the 99-page manuscript titled, "I Am More Than a Wolf Whistle." No, you're not. You're a battle axe. Were first reported by the Mississippi County.
She wrote a book?
She wrote a book.
She wrote a book?
Yep.
Okay.
Historian author Timothy Tyson of Durham, who said he obtained a copy from Donham while interviewing her in 2008, provided a copy to the Associated Press. Tyson has placed the manuscript in an archive at the University of North Carolina with the agreement that it not be made public for decades, though he said he gave it to the FBI during an investigation the agency concluded last year. He said he decided to make it public because of the discovery of the arrest warrant. So we don't know what it says in the memoir. Well, it says that she was unaware of what would have happened to him, is what it says in the memoir. We don't know what else.
So she know that
says.
she lied, and she know that she did this. She's just saying that she was unaware that he was gonna get dragged by his feet through the damn town.
Yep.
So I think that that's an admittance that that's what she did, and they should have been arrested her. They should have arrested her as soon as they found that thing. They should have arrested her. The warrant still exists.
Yeah.
And I'm mad that she died and that she didn't take accountability and she never had to. I'm only hoping that in the afterlife that whatever happens to her is not favorable.
She's gonna be reckoned with.
I hope so.
She is going
Terrible
to be reckoned with. And then this very last story, which is very, very interesting. ESPN fires MLB reporter Marley Rivera for calling her fellow reporter an effing C word. And I mean, why is that a fireable offense? Was he being that?
Exactly. Was he being that?
What, because that's not fair. If that's if he was being that and then they arrested her, that's awful. So ESPN National Baseball reporter Marley Rivera has been fired after an incident at Yankee Stadium in which she uttered the words F and CUNT toward a fellow reporter over an Aaron Judge interview, the Post had learned. Can I spell that?
Spell it.
I spelled it. Yeah, I spent those.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Rivera had been a dugout reporter for the Home Run Derby, some Sunday night baseball telecast, and is an ESPN radio MLB playoff game analyst. Bilingual, she brought a different perspective to the telecast, especially when speaking to Latin players. She also wrote for ESPN's digital platforms. She no longer works here, ESPN told the Post in a statement. The incident occurred last Tuesday at Yankee Stadium. Before the Yankees-Angels game, Rivera and fellow reporter Yvonne Gaete had a disagreement when Gaete arrived in an attempt to also interview Judge. Rivera said she set up a time with the Yankee captain, and when she repeatedly tried to tell him of the appointment, he ignored it. During the heat of the disagreement, Rivera said the words effing C, which were caught on video. After the recording of the incident, Rivera tried to apologize, but she was rebuffed by Gaete. I fully accept responsibility for what I said. I should not have, she told the Post. There was an extenuating circumstances that in no way is an excuse for my actions. I am a professional with a sterling reputation across baseball, and I do believe that I'm being singled out by a group of individuals
I think
with whom I have no
that
long history
freedom of speech should be come into account here, and if she thought that he was being an FNC, then that's what he was being. Caller, you're live.
I think I'm here. Oh, hey.
Oh, okay. We'll come.
You think you here?
I'm like, yes, you called us. That is what you did.
So that's what happened. She did that, and I don't think that's fair. I think it should have been freedom of expression.
Yeah.
ESPN know the deal, but again, this comes into she's a woman. She is a woman of color, and so there's not much value there for her. I guess I don't know. That's awful. I know that there's many times that I call my coworkers FNCs all the time.
Me too. And I don't think that should be punishable by all of this hoopla.
No, it's ridiculous.
Did she say it on air?
She didn't say it on air, but it was caught on camera. I don't know if that means that they were recording it. I don't know if they aired it. But
if it's caught on camera, just edit that piece out.
Exactly.
She's allowed to call people what she wants to call them.
Right.
That's stupid.
Because imagine what they call her under their breath all the time. Whatever. So anyhow, that's national.
That's the national news. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
How healthy is your heart? Believe it or not, half of the country has at least one risk factor for cardiovascular disease. Hi, I'm Senator Liz Miranda from Massachusetts. February is American Heart Month, a perfect time to focus on our overall health and well-being. It is important to know that high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and smoking increase the risk of heart disease. But did you know women, rural Americans, and racial and ethnic groups are also disproportionately impacted? While not all of these factors are controllable, we can take preventable steps to stay healthy. Regular exercise, eating a balanced diet, and not smoking are a good place to start. Make an appointment with your healthcare provider today to assess your risk. If you have heart disease, monitor your blood pressure and keep up with your healthcare visits. For more, visit womeningovernment.org.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Massive, it's the Sunday Food with Father John and Trini Tech. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Playing you vintage classics, calypso, ska beats, reggae, roots, R&B, souls, dub, and more. It's the Sunday Food. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Spark FM Online.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Come on. Spark FM.
Sugar man be ballin', these chicks pigeon toed, some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back. And as you guys know, on Fridays, we try to give you guys something a little bit more lighter for our interview segment. And today we have somebody very important, very motivational and inspirational. But when you hear his story, you'll be like, what the hell? How? But he's amazing. Welcome to Spark FM 100 Round Cado. How you doing?
I'm blessed. Yourself? How's
I
everybody?
am good. Everybody is good.
Trizzy, what's up? Tony, what's going on?
It's so good to see you in the studio today.
I haven't seen you in about 5 years, I believe. Yeah.
5 years.
5 years.
2017, yeah.
Yep. And that is when you were out and you was doing big things. You was hanging out with Jay-Z and all kinds of stuff. Vic Mensa, all kinds of stuff. So we're just going to talk to you a little bit about your journey, where you are, and then the things that you have going on, like, what is it, Books Before Bars? Or things like that. We just want to figure out how you're doing. So tell us a little bit about you, Mr. Cado.
Oh, man. You know, it's the crazy thing. We can just jump into it, right? So, boom, right? It's funny that you say that because 5 years ago, the day before that was the day that I met Vic, the day that all of that happened at the 444 tour.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the trajectory that's a product of that 5 years ago. So like that relationship transformed into this, and that transformed into Books Before Bars, and like everything that's going on right now. So that's funny that fast forward the tape, that was the last time you seen me was that day, the
Look
date
at that.
of It was literally the night over. I didn't sleep that night.
I remember that because you came in and then we were like, "How are you hanging out with Jay-Z? Like, what is that?"
I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I was still kind of like delusional from the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this shit really just happened. Like, I walked into the garden with my gun on me. That was different.
So tell us. You started off in this music game probably around 13, 14 years ago?
Yeah, 2009 would be 14 years ago.
2009, yeah,
14 years ago when I dropped my first project. So yeah, like 15 years now. Almost.
What made you decide to get into music? Given your lifestyle, you've been in and out of jail. You spent about a third of your life in jail.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
And they're seeing you sitting here now. You have a really great career. You have a lot of things going on. So kind of take us back to...
Even at the very beginning of his life, he was born in a federal prison.
Mm-hmm. See, so you this is your story.
Yeah.
So tell us about your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so I'm Haitian, you know what I'm saying? So I'm Haitian and Dominican.
Sac passe. Shout out to the Zoes in the building. Everybody's listening on the line right
and
now.
Dominican, that's a fiery combo.
It is.
So I was born in the Feds. I was born in the Feds in Miami. And then from Miami, I moved to the Bahamas with my maternal grandmother. From there, I had an issue with my legs. I had to move back to the States to get my legs fixed. I moved out to Brooklyn, New York. I lived out there for like 10 years. Then I moved to Framingham, Mass. I lived out there for like 4 or 5 years. I left there. Then I moved to Atlanta. Left Atlanta, came back out here. Then I moved back to Florida. I lived in LA. I lived in, I did like the whole like New England everywhere and everything.
You live so many places.
I mean, I didn't have no parents for real like that. And I grew up with my grandparents. So like, my grandparents, you got to factor they're 60, 70 years older than me. So at the end of the day, like my grandparents are raising me like they raising their kids. So you can't tell me what to do as my parent because we got the same parents. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, you bounce around. You're not nobody's kid. You don't belong to nobody. So like, it's easy
You're just
to bounce.
everywhere.
Exactly. And then not for nothing, like, when you come from them circumstances, you're a check no matter what. It's me and my sisters, no matter where you go, you're going to be accounted for. You get what I'm saying? The government back then was really cashing kids out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Hey.
So that was a thing. So like, bounced around and stuff like that. And then, I made my own way. I got arrested when I was 11. So 2002, September 11, I got my
At
first
11,
case.
what are you getting arrested for?
Attempted murder.
At 11?
11.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so like, but I got bullied. Like that was his fault. You shouldn't have did that.
You shouldn't have done that, God damn it. So 11 is when you started, when you got your first, first charge.
Yeah.
And then after that, what has it been like? What has your jail experience or your incarceration experience
After
been?
that, I got arrested again at 14.
11, 14.
I did 2 years and 2 months for that. Just waiting for that. I ended up getting through because it was like a self-defense situation. Then I got into another self-defense situation at 14 when I moved to Atlanta, where the other guy didn't make it. He didn't do too well.
He didn't do too well.
Yeah,
You should
they
see the other
didn't
guy.
do too well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever, but that was that, and that's when I started writing because at that point they was giving like my friends and people like my age at that time life. They was giving kids.
Yeah.
I got friends still like locked up still. He was locked up back then. That is still locked up now fighting.
And
the
most
pills.
likely because you're black. Because if you was white, you probably would have gotten a second chance of life.
Yeah, you know what it is
Yeah.
too. It's down south too, so like it's
Yeah.
very
Mhm.
rural. You know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say? So it's like. It's all of that. It's very political and things like that. And like it depends on who you killed, if they're white or black and stuff like. If you kill a gangbanger, they really don't. They ain't pressing you. You might not even be charged. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so like,
very
did a public
interesting.
service.
Yeah.
so the situation with my situation is I shot. It wasn't because of the charges of murder. It was because of the guns. So like that's what you end up sitting for. So it's like that. So they try to like minimize all of those things. You got to think about it. This is 2004. This is when that land's like booming. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to build everything, trying to.
Yeah.
Becoming the black Mecca.
Yeah, trying to make it something, and you don't want to, you don't want to report that, regardless of what. Like, if I was like, okay, say if I ran a certain sector of my town, I'm trying to build it up. I'm not gonna showcase the negative stuff and all of that stuff. So and then it was like during the time when they passed the law that you can't give a juvenile life because the brain ain't mentally developed, and all of that. So I went through all of that, and then after that, I got an adult and I got caught with more guns. I got drugs, trafficking.
Is that 14?
Nah, this is
When
I came home at 17. I came home at 17. After
From 14 to 17.
that, yeah. So when I came home from there, after I wrapped that up, after that, I got bagged again, like 2 years, probably a year maybe.
So you literally be out and then go back in?
Every trip, like this is the longest time I've been home since 11 was 2 years and 8 months. And that was like my last run before I just got locked up 2 years ago now. So I've been home now a year straight. You know
So
what I'm saying?
what is prohibiting you from staying out of trouble? Because I remember the last time we had this conversation.
It's just me. It's
yeah.
just me. Like, you know, it's just me. It's just me, my decisions. It's impatience. It's not understanding my blessings. It's it's anger. It's built up frustrations. It's certain parts of my life and certain things in myself that I had to heal. It's being in bad relationships, being enabled by the people that you think love you, but they only love you for what you can provide them. It's just doing everything wrong and just being able to admit that. So I think that's what the spark, if you will, happened to me while I was incarcerated, because it went from all of these things that I was happening. A lot of people know, like, I done beat the feds, I done fought, you know, this, that, or whatever. But everybody's like, damn, he's like lucky, you know?
Yeah.
But it wasn't until this time, because out of nowhere, I didn't do nothing. It's like I could honestly sit here and like look at you dead in your face and say I didn't do nothing.
But it's because of your history that you
know
are,
what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I'm facing life out of nowhere. So
right now.
Right now. So like when I got arrested, it was like everything kind of came crashing down all at the same time. But as soon as I got them cuffs put on me, I already said to myself, I was like, bro, you're gonna be gone for at least a year. You already know that much because they're not gonna give you no bail or whatever the case is. So I was already there, but I had a different thought in my head. I said I have to change, and I just got to myself. I said I don't want no females in here. I don't want nothing. I'm gonna go through this by myself.
They say that,
Because I had to become emotionally independent.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And a lot of us lack emotional independence, and that's why I gained it. I gained it during the toughest time of my life at that moment. And those books, we can go right into the books before bars. The books that Vic Mensa was sending me, those books changed my life. It started with Florence Scovel Shin, the game of life and how to play it. Then, you know, I jumped into like Octavia Butler, and I jumped into Toni Morrison, Bell Hooks, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of things.
Why books?
I found a way. It was. They say a good writer reads more than he writes. And I've always loved reading. I could read since I was 2. I've always been smart. I stopped. I got my diploma 2 years early. I went to school a year early and left a year early.
Wow.
So school and all that shit was never hard.
Even with this, you know, like, how did you meet Vic Mensa?
The day before I met you.
But then what'd you do? How'd you ran into?
That's not how it works. So boom, boom, boom. So I have like certain ties in the community, like in other parts of the nation and stuff, due to who I am.
Yeah.
And that's another part of me is like, I'm a lot more, I guess, famous or popular, like in person than I am if you were to like look me up. Like now, I guess it looks different because the Google search is a little bit different.
Google search is lit.
Now, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I was a lot more popular in the community for who I was and, you know, being a gangster and all that. So I met him through Malik Yusuf, who I met because I'm a Black Peace Stone.
What is that? Okay.
Keep going.
I'm old. I don't know nothing.
No, it's older than you. It forms from the Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, it's a political party, but they try to make it seem like we're terrorists. Whatever. So I met through him. So that's basically what happened. So Malik called me. He was like, he's like, "Low, bro, I'm in town. Hove is gonna be in town. Pick me up from the airport. I want you to come."
Wow.
I just picked him up. Went to the garden. Picked him up at the airport. Went to the garden. And everything else, it was history, and it's been like that ever since. And then me and Vic's relationship gradually built. And
then you built it into this program called Books Before Bars. And what does it do?
So Books Before Bars is a program through the 93 Boys, which is Vic is a partner of it's a cannabis company called 93 Boys. So with them, we sponsored with the I forget exactly what the company's name is, but we sponsored with another company to send these books to prisons. And the inspiration behind Books Before Bars is because the 40 books on that list are the 40 books that Vic sent me while I was incarcerated. So that program is dedicated to me and my change that I made through reading these books and being able to apply them to my life and all that.
Oh, that's dope. We have a little clip here from that interview with you and Vic talking about the Books Before Bars. We're going to play that audio. You can hear it and you can see it.
Kato and his manager Lee join me now. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Now, this song, Gratitude, was one of just 14 songs on your newest mixtape. What is the message and story behind this?
It's more or less redemption. You understand? It's like it's not really how you start; it's how you finish, and that's really what I'm like trying to show and trying to get that energy off. It's like
Boston 10?
we get it, we understand. Everybody's tough. Everybody got. Then in the NECN 10 clip was another one, and then the Books Before Bars one was WGN Chicago.
WGN Chicago.
Yeah.
I think they covered it here in Boston too. I was
Yeah,
trying
they
to
did.
find that.
What I liked in this interview, you said something like when you're locked up and you're reading these books, you can go to all these different places, you can travel to all these different places, and I was like, that's just so true. You know what I mean? And like you said, you decided you were going to do it by yourself, so you're by yourself with your books, going to these places. That's I really like that.
And then speaking of even before this program started, you have just dropped your latest project, Gunfight.
Never lost a gunfight.
Never lost a gunfight.
Allegedly.
I wanted to just bring him onto the mic too. Tell us who you are, and when we get into the music portion of this.
Wavy, up and coming artist now.
Ooh.
Underneath 44 Ways, No Attempts. You know,
What do you have going on right now? You got an album coming up?
I have a mixtape I'm working on.
Ooh, what's that gonna be called?
It's gonna be called Feel My Pain. It's basically, you know, I'm giving the world me,
Mhm.
get to know me inside and out. Like it gets deep. So
And you're obviously hanging around this guy, so you know that transparency and being real in your music is the wave that you're going. So I'm really excited about that. Make sure you send us your music, please. Of
course.
So we can have
You
it.
know, it's crazy. This is the only person right now that's walking with the bracelet that's facing the same time as I am.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's that like? So tell us about being an artist. You have Never Lost a Gunfight right now. It's hosted by our good friend Charlie Machine, the voice. Big shout outs to him. I'm dropping his bombs that he usually does. Boop, 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 boop. Tell us about this album. What does this album mean to you?
Never lost a gunfight is just basically saying like I never lost a gunfight. Like I lost a lot of things.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? I lost myself at times. I lost relationships. I lost money. But I never lost myself, and I feel like that's basically like stating like that's what no attempt stands for. You know, you can't have an attempt if you lost the gunfight.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So you can't lose it, and it's also a play on words because I know a lot of artists are getting incarcerated for saying what they saying their lives. Or whatever the case
Absolutely,
is.
yeah.
But if you write it like that on writing, you can't even. That's not even admissible in anything because I wrote allegedly. So anything
Mhm.
that you hear from here on out is already alleged. So it's written right there for you. So even like as far as legality, I'm teaching people how to, you know, word certain things a certain way and just, you know, moving, but allow yourself to be yourself. You know, it's cool to be a smart gangster. Like that was the
Smart
thing
gangster, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the part because I was a dumb gangster for so long.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So like that's the part. It's just showing people like, yo, I'm not perfect. I have bad days. You know what I'm saying? Some days I wake up and I don't feel like myself. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta wake up and shake that and remember what I'm doing this for and how much and how far I came. You know what I'm saying? Some of those days you sit there, you dwell on your past and you beat yourself up over some stuff you wasn't able to do
Yeah.
before, or something that you wasn't able to really grasp before, or you see yourself in a different light, or you see somebody do something that triggered the old version of you that you just you know you get
Can't-
disgusted with
yeah.
yourself.
Right.
But those are the moments that you need because you can't get up if you didn't admit you fell. You understand?
You have kids.
Yeah.
How are they doing?
I have a daughter. She's doing good.
And how is that relationship?
It's terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Why?
I'm one of the few black men that actually wanted to be there. Not the few, actually. Let me not even do that. I'm one of the black men that wants to be there for their children and due to circumstances. You know, my own actions as well. It kept us away, and
Because it's hard. I mean, I'm assuming that it's hard to be.
There's also a racial barrier.
Oh.
There's a racial barrier. There's a racial barrier. There's a financial barrier. There's a culture barrier. There's
many barriers.
There's remnants of the past. You know, there's things like that. I mean, there's resentment or whatever the case is. I mean, not on my behalf, but I can't speak for somebody else. I just speak for what I did, bro.
Right. When we see you were in Inked magazine, and we see that you're covered in tattoos. And I know that something about one of the tattoos on your face has something to do with your daughter.
Yeah,
as well?
Leilani. Yeah. I did it because that's my twin, right? So I was just like, you can have my face. I'll just do this.
You can have my face. What is it like trying to change your life, stay out of jail, and still remembering that she is a part of you? Like, how does that affect you as you are moving along?
When I have no other when I have nowhere else to charge, all I gotta do is think about her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's the part. I wouldn't call it a chip on my shoulder because at once it was until I understood and I grew past the situation and the hurt of everything and blaming everybody else or whatever the case is and whatever. I feel like God put me away from her for a reason because I had to come to her and be 100% me because she don't deserve me any other percentage of her father. She needs me at 100%. And the version of the man that I was then, I wasn't even a man then. So the man that she gets to see now and whenever it is that we reconcile, she's gonna see a good version of a man. She'll be proud of me. And I'll have a story to tell as to why I wasn't there. You know, not just wasting away, just wasting my time doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still out here helping kids. I'm still out here showing love. I'm still out here just. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting nothing stop me. Like I said, I never lost a gunfight. Why would I lose any other one?
And life could be a gunfight too.
That's exactly
So you're not
right.
obviously not going to lose this one either.
Exactly.
I'm looking at some of the lyrics on your, not the lyrics, some of the titles of some of your songs. Never lost a gunfight, allegedly, of course. Gratitude, dead person, look at my face, home alone. When you are naming your songs, what are you thinking about? Not just the lyrics in them, but do they actually mean more to you than just, a name for a song? They seem specific.
Yeah, my songs are like my projects, the way that I, formulate my lyrics. Everybody knows like I'm a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk to me regularly, people forget that I rap because they see.
Because that's what in the description today, I was like, people call him a rapper. I think of him as a motivational speaker. Like you've literally dealt with it all.
Yeah.
And then you still come on here and despite everything that you're facing, time, being away from family, death, and so many things, you are so positive.
Yeah.
How do you remain so positive?
I got that from my grandparents. You gotta remember them, they've really lived their whole life already. Like they're 60, 70 years. So I literally just act like them. Like my grandfather passed away right before I got incarcerated, and that's another turning point in my life. And then my grandfather passed away, and then my OG passed away while I was incarcerated. And I had to think, I was like, how do you wanna live your life and how do you wanna die? Like, do you wanna die, live a tumultuous life like your OG did from the game? Taking care of it and trying to nurture it and help all these people that might not care as much as you do. You know what I mean? Outliving your kids and to still pass away like that way, or dying in your sleep like my grandfather, 91, 10 months away from his wife. I think I'm gonna go with my grandfather.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with grandfather.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I was able to see that I had that crack in the door that I was like, if I didn't get out, this is my second chance. This is my last chance actually.
Yeah.
I know that, and I think that's another thing that pushes me forward to make sure that when I put these lyrics down that it's with purpose, because I only speak when I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I speak, people hang on to. You know what I mean? So I have to be really mindful. Like a lot of these other rappers out here, they can say whatever they want. They come in here and talk about killing and shooting and drugging.
And they
all
never
that.
held a gun.
Yeah, but my thing is they get away with it and they boost them up because they don't have to deal with them in real life.
Yeah.
So, and even with that, like, okay, on the jealousy aspect, I used to get jealous of watching rappers that wasn't or didn't do what I was or whatever the case is. But I'm looking at life from a different perspective now. So I'm like, bro, if you saying all of this foul stuff that you really did this, and they really didn't, what do you think karma's gonna be in favor of?
Right.
Them not doing it and just making the music, and then karma's different. You gotta deal with the karma from doing this, so your trajectory is not gonna be the same as
And
this.
especially now when they're trying to use everybody's like lyrics and whatever in these court cases against them as
And I want to bring it back to you. So you have heard, and I know that you've been around him, so you know the life that he's lived. You're facing time too.
Yes.
So how are you gonna use his life and what you're going through to try to, not go back in or to stay out once you get back out?
Yeah.
So for me, I have children also, so that's my motivation every day. Is my kids.
Yeah.
That's what I do every day now. Is a father first before anything. So
Yeah.
I don't let my past or what I've been through dictate my now or what I'm going to. And I stay beside Cardo because he's a motivation to me. Like, he's always telling me everything positive to do, what to do, which way to go, what he's been through. And when I listen to him speak, it always brings me joy because I know his story, we can both relate to each other, So like he said, we're both on the bracelet. I'm facing not as much time as him, but I'm facing a lot of time too, ACC level 3, that's
And I just found out about this
Yeah,
charge
me too.
the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
That's a big charge.
Yeah, it's like the end of the road. Like,
So what do
what
we
does
do?
it stand for?
armed career criminal.
Armed career criminal. Yeah. Like, what does that mean?
Armed career criminal is big. I mean, there's different classifications of armed career criminal. There's 1, 2, and 3. So Massachusetts is very strict on their gun laws.
Sorry about that, chair.
They're strict on their gun laws.
It be spinning and squeaking.
But Massachusetts is strict on their gun laws. You get what I'm trying to say? So they carry minimum mandatory. So right now the ACC 3 carries a minimum 15 to 20.
Oh Jesus.
Minimum. So regardless if you don't get the 20, you're doing 15 straight, day for day, no good time, no parole, no nothing. And you're gonna sit. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's that. And then the thing about it is this: it's like.
It's frustrating for you right now because you're like, I didn't do nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. But the thing about it is this, with this whole situation is, we always know that. We know before the charge comes. So like, we know like if we get caught with this is what we're gonna be facing. So like,
is this like the 3 strikes?
This is exactly.
Okay.
That's
It's
exactly
terrible
what
to
I'm
hear, by the way. I'm
that's
not happy about this.
Yeah. So this is basically what I'm trying to explain. So it's like, and I just go back in accountability. So I have to sit back, and this is why I think I'm here now and to speak how I'm speaking, because I set myself up while I was in there, and I said, you know what, God, I said this. No matter what happens, I just don't want to be the same person I was when I walked in there. That's all I asked. Whatever happens after that happens after that. So as soon as that happened and I was able to come home, I made it a fact to make sure that I did what I had to do, because like I went to jail with a lot of money, and while I was incarcerated, I lost everything, but the only things that stayed were no attempts, my company, my LLC, the barbershop that we co-own with the studio and the art gallery, all of that, and my nonprofit organization. So
You're a whole businessman.
Yeah, so everything ill-gotten that I had, gone.
Oh.
All my ill-gotten gains, gone. I mean, literally, you know? And that's when I realized, I was like, so you have these tools, these are your resources. So you can't say you came home to nothing. Be grateful. What you have and what you're gonna do with it. And I was just like, yo, you know what? I'm the product, so let me just push the product, because I spent so much time looking out and trying to help so many other people that I forgot that I was the product. You get what I'm saying? But I just had to package myself the right way, because I was all messed up. I was doing Adderalls, I was drinking, I was dogging females out here. Like I had a bad tumultuous relationship. I was pretending for everybody that it was good and it wasn't. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like everything was just wrong. I was just living wrong, and I just remember asking like, yo, I need this to end, like, you know? And I got arrested, and that's when it all ended.
I mean, I tell people all the time, when you need to sit down, he will sit you down.
Be like, be careful what you pray for.
Yeah, you have to be specific about a lot of things. How you want me to sit down, Lord?
I wanted to ask you about. So you were formerly known as Ricky Grams, and now you're Cotto. Yeah. Can you speak to us about that? Is it a name change or is it just a
rebrand?
Yeah, Ricky Grams is really like, that was a street thing. Like that guy right there.
That guy.
Nah, for you. Let me tell you a story, right? So it's funny. It's ironic again, right? So, like, right before I got locked up, right, I literally brought Ricky Grams back and did a record.
It's him.
And got locked. He got locked right up. Like
part of that, part of what you were just talking about, right?
I'm introducing Ricky Grams.
I was like, no, never mind. It was like, I was like, yo, this is crazy, but I had to think about that. But and this is when I realized that I was living from my past mistakes, and I got the reset.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I get to relive everything all over again. So that's when I decided to go back. And when I got back to that point, I cleared that up. Then I went back again to the 8-year-old me, cleared that up, and I re-raised him back to being a man.
Yeah.
And now I can stand firm, and that's why I can smile.
Do you think with these new charges and the time that you're facing that it's too late?
I'm voodoo, baby.
Voodoo, baby.
I seen that.
My thing is this, right?
Yeah.
The charges is not the thing. The changes was really matter.
Yeah, because you can still do a lot.
The thing about it, I genuinely wanted to make this change. I think regardless of what, if I had the case or not, I just think the case was the catalyst. And it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I thank God for it.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad about it, because it keeps me in line and makes sure I'm regimented, make sure that I'm on discipline, and I got to make sure I'm on my program, and nothing's bigger than the program.
For kids, what would be something that both of you guys, for your own kids even, that you guys would tell them about your life and how to not live that life in particular? Because I'm pretty sure you've had some really good times. You've done a lot of great things. You guys have seen success. You've achieved heights and things like that. But if you were to go back and to talk to a bunch of children, and your kids being amongst them, what would you tell them to do differently?
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
I got 3.
3,
And
okay.
1 on the way.
Oh, 1 on the way. Oh,
wow.
Let me
hold that one.
Let me
hold that one.
Yeah. So what are you teaching them as you face all of these? Like, what do you need them to know?
So for me, I have mostly all girls. and
Oh,
one boy.
really?
Yeah. So I got all girls
The
and one
boy,
boy.
the last one?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. But so for me, I just like me being a dad to mostly all girls. I just try to like mold them into be there physically, emotionally, mentally. Like I'm there. Like so I wouldn't want them. I'm gonna go down any path that they go. I'm gonna support them and try to turn them a different way to a positive way. But you know, you gotta let them go over them hurdles.
I think that's important that you just said that. Like, we try to shelter our kids from a lot of different things and realize that they might just have to go through their own ish to really kind of understand it. You, Kato?
So I don't like to micromanage anything or anybody, right? But yesterday, my brother Jaway, he's like one of my top guys. Like when me and him first met, we met Angela Davis together.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's like one of my political side of everything. Like he went out to Belize for a year to live with the gangs in Belize, and he was out there with Shine and all. That's my guy. He's an author and stuff like that. It's funny how I met him too. His book came, and I found him. Whatever. Long story short, that's my brother. But yesterday he was the day before yesterday him and his daughter Tuna, the youngest, my niece, they was watching a movie and she wanted to watch a scary movie. And he was like, "You sure you want to watch a scary movie? You sure you want to watch a scary movie?" She's like, "Yeah, I want to watch it." She's like, "You sure?" So she puts the movie on and she starts grabbing. He's like, "Why you grabbing on me? Why you grabbing on me?" He's like, "I thought you was good." She's like, "I am." He's like, "But you grabbing on me for?" And then she goes, "But you're supposed to protect me, Daddy."
Oh.
And you know what I'm saying? So I grew up around women my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I have a natural understanding of women, like, period. So for me, I don't really have like a formula game plan. I just gotta protect the girls. That's it. As far as my son, that's a whole another situation, and I gotta tell you when he gets here.
I just thought, do you get emotional?
Yeah, very sensitive.
Okay. Good, because I'm like, you have such a big, you too?
Yeah, part of being a man.
You both have such
Thank
a
you.
big personality, and you come off so, like, have it together, straight answers. And then every now and then I see a little question that kind of pauses you, and I feel like it's emotional because this is a lot. Like, you've been through a lot. Self-imposed, society, everything like that. It's remarkable to me, again, how you guys just stay so positive and you have these really kind of elevated thoughts of how life is gonna go. What are you hoping to leave as a legacy in this life?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, the way that I just love the way that I plant seeds. Like I just like that. I don't need no credit for nothing that I do. I think for me, I just found peace, and I just want to help as many people find it as I can, or guide them. Like right now, I'm in school for psychology because I'm trying to get my doctorate so I can open up, so I can become a therapist for like people like us, relationship advice. You know what I'm saying? Have those basic forums and things like that, because I know like that's part of my gift. Like I'm more famous for speaking than I am for rapping at this point.
Yeah,
I understand
for real.
that.
Yeah,
And,
You're so well spoken.
I think that your calling is in this type of thing.
I'm gonna tell you that's exactly what I'm going into. Like I want to do, you know what I'm saying? I want to do TED Talks. I want to do Oxford. I want to, I'm trying to say things of that nature. 'Cause there's a lot of things that I know that a lot of people wouldn't expect for me to know.
Yeah.
And I'd be able to break it down for the simpler mind and people that come from our situation or whatever the case is, whatever that may be, whether it's cultural, whether it's whether it's racial, whatever comes with it doesn't matter, because I've figured a way in my life, because I'm a Libra as well, and also I'm very stoic about everything. So I look at everything objectively. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just take myself out of it and just look at it for what it is. So like even when like two of my friends are fighting, like one of them will call me, give me all his feelings, and another one call me, give me all his feelings. I'm like,
and you'll be able to.
Yeah, and I'll be able to mediate and be like, I think so. You're not really mad, and you're not really mad. So listen, you should just text him, say this, you text that, and y'all be good, and then that's just how it works. Because sometimes people just need somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like they just need somebody to know that they care. Because when you get mad at when you get angry, you're not mad at the situation. You're punishing yourself for the fact that you hurt.
Yeah. Who have you relied on to be your people, your go-to, your motivational people that keep you kind of going?
Well, I have my team. I got different age groups for every.
There's a whole team back there. There's about 45 people back there.
My thing is like I keep different people around me at different times for different things.
Yeah.
My circle's always going to change because everybody.
Not supposed to be everywhere.
Everybody's not supposed to be everywhere. Everybody's not supposed to see certain sides of me. Like my daughter would not see me in a certain light because she's a child. It's not for her to see. So I do the same thing with everybody and everything else. So like, if I need advice from like the younger generation, I'll call my niece Lyric. Cause she's like a hippie, she's like trendy, whatever I call her.
Tree hugger.
So it's like that.
Love and light.
I'll talk to her or whatever. Like if I want to know what's going on in like the new age, what's the new music, the young kids. I got them kids out there that all 20 years old. They, you know what I'm saying? They know all the new weed, all of the new shit, all of them. I go there.
All of the things.
When I need like business advice, relationship advice, I go to my brother, my partner, my brother Jamal. His son is my godson. You know what I'm saying? He's 48 years old now. He's older than me. You know what I'm saying? So like these are the type of relationships that I built. And that's my partner. You know
and you're not old either. You're young.
I'm 32.
Yeah, you're a young man.
Yeah, so I like that. And then, but like for my personal, like whatever I'm dumping when I'm dumping, I got my girl now.
Okay.
And I never had that before. I never had somebody that I could just say whatever to and they just rock with it. And she could do the same thing. Like we understand that we're both healing. So like, I wouldn't say it's eggshells. I would say that we're very mindful of each other. And I've never been in a relationship where somebody doesn't mind bumping you.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
So like, it's very, very sensitive. And it's like, I think this is the most sensitive I've been because I haven't cried since my grandfather passed away. And then when I got with her, I cried because we was going through everything.
How is this for her? Knowing that you could be facing a long time. And then having you while you're here and really kind of just trying to stay around.
I think she appreciates it more, but she also knows that I'm the voodoo baby.
She believes.
But in the same breath, the physical existence of it all. It's like, even with me, like I wake up some days and I'm literally just now leaving the streets, you know? I'm literally like a year out the streets. Do you get what I'm saying? And every day I got a reminder, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because the bracelet's on this one. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just remembered how I can't live both, and I can't do it now. And I'm trying not live one. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I was doing that the opposite way. I was trying not to be a rapper, being a gangster. Couldn't do both.
Right.
Now I'm trying to be a political speaker and trying to do all this positive stuff. But the course over the yanking my, you know what I'm saying? So it just shows me that this whole time it was all in my hand. I could have it all.
Yeah.
And I had to just make the right choices, make the right decisions, be good to people. And then another thing, like even with relationships, like hurting people, like we look at like men, it's easy for us to look at women as objects. Opposed to like a human being, because like you can't hurt.
Talk about it.
You can't, because the thing about it, you can't hurt somebody regardless if they're female or male and expect good things to happen to you. So in the midst of me being a gangbanger, pistol toter, I got mad women, I'm doing all of this. Where am I gonna get any good? Of course I'm gonna drink myself to death. Of course I'm gonna do pills so I could stay up, so I could deal with the fact that I'm living a messed up existence. Because once that wasn't like that, I was able to step out of it. Because now when my girl tells me about stories about how men treated her, I used to do the same things and I feel ashamed of myself.
Oh, yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that's part of my healing as well. So I get to see what it looks like from the opposite side of when a good woman gets done dirty. And I don't like it.
You got a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
He got a baby on the way.
True.
I mean, that don't really mean but still, I hope so.
Baby coming tomorrow. He better have a woman. God damn it.
I found out that Kato means gift in Creole. And Kato.
Ricardo.
Kato.
Yes.
Kato. Sorry. sorry. You know, I be trying to enunciate. But and I think that that's such an appropriate name for you, because you're a gift to us here in the studio today. You're a gift to the people who are surrounded by you, obviously, because you draw, you know, you have a draw towards you. I feel drawn towards you. And so I'm so, you know, thank you for blessing us with that gift today. That's been awesome. The voodoo baby, I believe it.
This is a question from one of our customers. Customer from one of our questions. Listener
from one of our questions.
God forbid, but does incarceration stop the work? And how would you continue to work if that is what happened?
I prepare myself for either or. So I've even set up my life now to where I can do what I'm doing right now from because you got to think about it. I was on the news in Chicago from my house.
You were?
I literally just left the state to go to Inc. magazine. That's the only time I left the state. I've been in Massachusetts. I've yet to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they let you go?
But I can put in the past now. Like, now that they see that, they're like, because I was telling them, I'm like, yo, listen, I'm a business owner. They're like, yeah, all right, nigga. So, like, after a while, they started seeing it, and it was like, yo, did you know that this person? So now the judge is like, yo, this kid's on the news. He's over here. He's doing this. He got the community. And it's just like, you know, that was just that. I just trying to show him something different. And I'm not going to lie to you. If I sat here and acted like I don't wake up every day and be like, wow.
Yeah.
Because I still don't know what it is that I'm doing, because I'm actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So
you're living it, so you can't really see it or feel
so,
it.
You know, so I don't know. I just think, but back to your question again, I'm sorry.
Does the work continue? Well, basically you answered it. How would the work continue if you did?
Oh, yeah. So basically I set my life up so where I can do exactly what I'm doing no matter what. Like, that's regardless. I can help you. I can do whatever the case is. As long as there's people there, that's it. Like, people is my business. Like, that's my business. People is my business. And I realized that, like, and I think, like, no matter where you put me, I think I'll be able to touch it, whoever I need to touch, and that's that. Pause.
I think that I think that it's really I really wanted to speak to you and have you come in here, not necessarily because of your music, but just every time that I watch an interview, every time I read something about you, it just always it's a heartbreaking and a feel-good story at the same time, because you make people feel good. But once people get to know you and they connect with you, like, I just feel like nobody wants you to be locked up. You know, like, nobody wants that. Everybody's just kind of sad that someone like you, and even you that I've met, quiet, but you guys seem like good people. Yeah.
But you know what? We weren't always. Mm-hmm. And you got to pay for that. But my thing is, that's the energy that's carrying me along. Like, when I go to court, my prayers are not just my prayers. Now I got 3 more people that's finna pray for me when I go back to court.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just, that's the energy that I'm building up. And that's what I'm talking about with positive energy, when you build these things up. And this is the energy that you take with you to go somewhere else with. And that's why I try to bring to every room that I'm in, because I used to do the opposite. Yeah. So you think about the energy, like, if, okay, everybody says when I walk into a room, whatever. So imagine if I'm the negative.
Oh, so you walk in the room, everybody's like, oh.
Yeah. So I used to be the same. I used to be not such a good person. So when people say that, I don't want people to feel bad for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to speak for bro, but I'm pretty sure I can say that. Same thing, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want nobody to feel bad for us and nothing like that. I just want you to know that there's nothing in this world that if you can't forgive yourself for, that the world won't forgive you for.
Talk about it.
You get what I'm saying? But you have to forgive yourself. Because there's certain things that you'll never be able to forgive yourself for, and you can't expect somebody else to do that.
And I heard in a CWTV radio interview, shout out to Charlie Machine again and the crew, God meets you halfway. I don't remember what it was.
Meet your blessings halfway.
Meet your blessings halfway. Yeah. And explain to that, and we'll leave on that note. Meet your blessings halfway. Prayer without works is dead. That's where, obviously.
All right, so say if your car pulled over on the side of the road, right? And you praying to God, God, please. God, please help me. Please help me get off the side of this road. But you see a star and you're asking for a sign, right? But you're not paying attention. You're just asking for God to do what you want him to do the way you want him to do it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the OnStar button is flashing.
Press the button.
Right? You get what I'm saying? You're like, God, why the hell you do that? Why you wasn't paying attention? Because you wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So basically, you push that button, that's you doing half of the blessing. The rest of it is coming.
I love it. That's a really great way to end it. Meet your blessings halfway. And obviously you're still alive, both of you guys. Everybody is thriving and doing well, so that means you can still make an impact wherever you are. I'm praying that something happens and that you guys get to really make the impact that you want to on this world with the type of positive energy that you're putting out, and especially you, just because from the first time you've approached me out of nowhere, I have just been a fan. So I want to wish you the best of luck and to stay in touch. We always do, and to make sure that, like no matter where you go, wherever you guys end up, that you guys are living the best to your abilities, and that you can continue to do the positive that you are doing.
Also, tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow?
April 29th.
What we doing? Where we going?
Boston versus.
Okay, good. Because I've been hearing a lot about this. Tell us about Boston versus before you go.
Hey yo, right? So tomorrow night, going down officially, Boston versus. I'm gonna bring up the flyer so I can make sure I get
and send
everybody.
It to me too.
Because I'm gonna show everybody love this time. Because I usually don't.
Everybody's my friend.
Nah, I'm gonna show everybody love real quick. Because I don't. I'm gonna shout out all the artists on this flyer, on this card. So far, of course, we got A1, my sister A1. She's hosting. She's the CEO.
Shout out
she's
A1.
the CEO of Boston Versus. Shout out the Mass Coalition. My dog Jizzy, I think it is Jizzy Honcho. He's hosting. There's a special performance by SMP Draco. There's a special guest host by my nigga Lady V. You already know. No attempts.
Lady V.
On the Boston lineup, we have Cheeto versus Young Cobra. Rolls Royce versus Makeland's Dawn. My boy Peanut Wavy versus Freak Fly. West Real versus Sauce PWAA. Presidential Grown Wool versus AG47. Gutter Rock versus Almighty King Pun. Almighty. K-Waz versus Musically Sincere. And for your main event we have.
What's going on?
My boy King Ace the General. Versus the boy 100 Round Cotto.
That's the main event.
Main event tomorrow going down. Everybody, if you need the address, you inbox us. We sending it out as a PV. You already know. Also, we got more special performances by OSO Kawabunga. We got a special performance by my man No Face. It's definitely going down. Tomorrow,
and this is
April
tomorrow.
29th.
What time it start?
It starts at 9.
9.
I'm black. I'm just on the fly.
It starts when I get there.
People show up around 10.
Okay. See, we need a practical one. Or they come in around 10 o'clock and they have a seat.
That's definitely that. That's definitely going to be an event for the city. That's going to be a good one for the city. You guys are invited.
Thank you very much.
Course,
put us on the list because we don't pay.
I got you.
We're VIP. Somebody put us on a VIP list yesterday, so now we VIP. We only roll in style. Send us a call. Kato, thank you so much, Mr. What?
Peanut Wavy.
Peanut Wavy. Thank you so much for being here. We hope to see a lot more from you guys, both of you guys. I just blessings upon blessings upon blessings. Stay out. So we can keep you guys here and take care of you guys.
In the meantime, we will keep you in our prayers.
Exactly. Send us your music, and you guys can follow. Where can we follow you guys and find out all the information?
100 Round Cotto uniform everywhere. You know what's up. HUNDRED. ROUNDKADO. I know how to spell.
And now I know how to pronounce it because I found an article that says this hyper. I'm like, why didn't I find this article before? Got me on this damn radio. Look like.
And Mr. Peanut, how can we find you?
Everywhere at Peanut Wavy Harris.
Follow you right now.
Double Y on the Wavy.
Hey, can you tell us about this name? What is it? What is
Because I had Peanuts since I was in middle school. I was little. I was only all the way into like the 11th grade. I was little, so the name just carried along with me.
Oh,
but
that's
now,
cute.
But it just stuck with me. And Wavy just came because when I step out, I'll be wavy.
I hear you.
Peanut Wavy.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. I love you guys. I wish you guys the best of the luck. And thank you so much for stopping by Spark FM. We're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be right back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
Boston and surrounding communities, Boston Lesbi Gay Urban Foundation and Fenway Health Center is coming to inform you on how important it is to protect yourself from COVID-19. Let's get vaccinated. Let's encourage our loved ones and community friends and family to get boosted. Getting a COVID shot and a booster shot will help save more lives. Guess what? If you receive a vaccination, Blue will give you a one-day pass to any Urban Pride event, July 1st to July 3rd, 2023. To get connected to a health center near you, email info@lesbiagayurbanfoundation.org or visit the CDC website to learn more.
Yamba Market. Visit the first black-owned dispensary in Cambridge. Yamba Market's mission is to participate authentically in building a socially restorative adult cannabis market in Massachusetts and beyond. Their commitment to the Yamba family is to provide an inclusive and exemplary experience focused on a broad selection of unique strains, quality products, and customer journey. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. 580 Mass Avenue, Central Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Registration at yambamarket.com.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, homeownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Boombox Productions is thrilled to present The House of Ramon Iglesia by Jose Rivera. Directed by Arthur Gomez, The House of Ramon Iglesia opens April 14th and runs through April 30th at the Mosesian Center for Arts in Watertown. A poignant play about Americanized son's torturous efforts to break away from his immigrant parents. A break that can't be made until he accepts the ethnic heritage he spent his life trying to suppress. Tickets are $55 for general admission, $45 for seniors, and $20 for student rush half hour prior to performance, and are available at www.mosesianarts.org. Pay what you can. Tickets are available at the door.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Yo, chick a man be ballin'. Deep chick pigeon toe. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh. It's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Spark
You're
FM.
listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Good morning. Back. Good. Sorry. Yes, that was 100 round Cotto and Peanut. Cotto, yes. Oh, now you want to say names.
Now I know.
And Peanut Wavy. I like that one. I'm going to call myself Peanut Wavy as well.
That was so feel good.
It was a feel good.
Yeah.
And I love it. And that's great that it leads us right into our last portion, which is the entertainment news, so that we can get into that and call it a day. Rip iconic Jerry Springer, moments embedded in pop culture. Yes, Jerry Springer passed away yesterday at the age of what?
79?
79? I thought that was like 87. What you looking for? Where's the phone? Oh, it's there. It's right there on the tablet.
You just showed me the thing.
Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah, sorry. Tristan couldn't find his mobile device. Therefore, we had to stop and look at. So Jerry Springer died yesterday. Rest in peace to Jerry. I think they got a little montage. Do they have a little montage of some of his greatest works in there?
And yesterday we learned that Jerry Springer was like the mayor of Chicago. Was it
of something at one point.
The mayor of wherever for a little while, and I was like, oh wow. So he started off in politics, and then I guess there was some scandal that happened, and then he ended up being on TV and TV shows.
That's a good way to reinvent yourself into a scandalous showing.
Yes.
So big shout outs to Jerry Springer. He has kept a lot of us busy during our after school times.
Oh my gosh.
No, they used to come on early too, like at 10
it was
and
like
stuff.
Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, Ricky Lake,
And
Rich
then
somebody. And then Steve. Well,
Maury
Steve came from
after.
Steve was a spinoff of Jerry Springer.
Don't forget Maury.
Yeah, no, Maury was in there. We went to the Maury show.
We sure did. That was a great
went to
time.
the Maury.
We did. It was such a good time.
We had a great time at the Maury show.
Rihanna to play Smurfette in the Smurfs new movie from Paramount. Oh, the Smurfette gonna have a little Bayesian accent.
I always had Smurf's always a little weird to me.
You know, it was her shoes.
Why?
She's ugly shoes.
Because there's only one girl in the whole village.
You know what, Tristan? You're right.
There's only there's one girl.
One girl in the whole entire village.
A whole bunch of
Y'all don't start because you know they will get that
They
show
will cancel immediately. Like, this is sexist, racist, cartoonist.
Right.
And then they gonna make Smurfette black.
Yeah.
She gonna be the only black woman on Smurfette.
Right.
And that's terrible.
And she's not gonna be sexy because you see what they did to the green M&M.
Oh, they gonna put her in some little cute sneakers and they gonna take her hair off and
they gonna make her,
uncinch her waist.
Ambiguous.
Yes.
Ambiguous.
Young Thug shows love to Gunna in an unexpected way. Oh, okay. All right. Where tea is flowing. Young Thug appears to still be standing by Gunna, showing love to his YSL artist in a subtle and relatively unexpected way on social media. Eagle Eye fans noticed on Thursday, April 27th, that Thugger had updated his Instagram bio link, which now points all streaming links to Gunna's 2022 album, DS4 Ever. The effort was Gunna's third studio album and arrived just before him and Thug, along with over a dozen of their fellow YSL members, were put behind bars as part of a sweeping RICO indictment. Thug is featured on the album, as well as Future, 21 Savage, Drake, Kodak Black, Chloe, Lil Baby, G Herbo, Nietzsche, Young Blue, Chris Brown, and Roddy Ricch. Damn. That sounds like a crazy album. Gunna was released from jail in December after signing an Alford plea and in turn pleading guilty to a racketeering conspiracy charge. He was sentenced to 5 years with 1 year served due to the time he spent behind bars after being arrested last May. Thug's post seems to speak to the pair being on good terms, and Gunna himself has long since denied any allegations to the contrary. While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way, he said in a statement following his release from jail. Gunna's plea deal has been a talking point amongst rappers and fans alike, and following an OK Player article that interviewed legal experts to discuss Alford pleas, Gunna's legal team commented on the story and reaffirmed their client's innocence, claiming he never cooperated with authorities. Gunna has never been interviewed by any or cooperated with law enforcement or prosecutors in the RICO case. They continued, what was said at his Alfred plea hearing was solely to resolve his own case. It cannot be used by the prosecution against Young Thug or any other defendant. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they knew, I don't know how this works, but I think that the lawyers knew what would happen if he did actually rat.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure they did their due diligence to make sure that whatever he got off for wouldn't in anywhere interfere with something else.
With him being
Yeah,
doing that.
the world might not agree, but the fact that, all of this is happening and Gunna is supporting and promoting his thingy, I feel like it's safe to say that maybe the man did not snitch.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen because of that. I'm still not sure that Young Thug is even going to be allowed to get out. You think?
I
so,
think that
Luna?
Shannon just threw me off. Sorry. I think that Young Thug is he knew that Thug was a square basically, and he kind of felt bad that he got tied up in the situation. So he's happy that the guy is out doing
because he wasn't part of the gang.
He wasn't a part of the gang.
Of the alleged gang.
He wasn't a part of the gang. He was just part of
all the
the
people.
music.
Gunna was the least person to be involved in the gang.
He don't seem gangish.
But he just want to dress fashionably, don't he?
Yes, and wear little leather skirts and a scarf.
Yeah.
In a scarf. Brittany Griner says she will never play overseas again. Yeah, Brittany. Yes, we could all agree to that. You don't
Brittany Griner's so fine.
She is. Listen, I be looking at pictures of this fine woman. I be like, you know what? I could see how this.
That is a handsome. She's so cute in the face. Oh, Brittany Griner.
Along with her and that other one that from Love and Hip Hop, Mimi got.
Oh, Mimi's girlfriend.
What's her name? Something with a T.
I don't know.
So she's fine too. Shit. Brittany Griner says she will never, goddammit, play basketball overseas again after being held in a Russian jail for nearly 10 months. However, the WNBA player did share one reason she would change her mind. The 32-year-old shared her thoughts during a nearly hour-long press conference on Thursday. The meeting was streamed on the official Phoenix Mercury YouTube page. She says, if I make that team, that would be the only time I would leave the U.S. soil, and that's just to represent the USA. What team? It was the first time the WNBA sold.
Unless I'm representing my country at the Olympics. If I make that team, that would be the only time I would leave the U.S. soil, and that's just to represent the USA. I'll say this, the whole reason a lot of us go over, is the pay gap. A lot of us go over there to make an income to support our families, to support to support ourselves. So I don't knock any player that wants to go overseas and make a little bit extra money. I'm hoping that our league continues to grow, and with as many people in here right now covering this, I hope you continue, like I said, to cover our league, bring exposure to us. I hope a lot of these companies start to invest in our craft.
She looks like a grown-ass 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
It is.
If I wasn't
She's
looking at her
so
screen.
cute in the face.
Yeah.
And has this dimple. And I'm like, did she have on lip gloss and eyeliner? I don't
think
know.
she believes in the...
But so cute. But then so huge.
Yeah, Spark FM Online.
I think she's going transitioning.
Is she? I don't think so. I think she likes being a female. Caller, you're live.
Got no titties, no breasts inside.
She's
Caller.
6'9". She's not gonna have.
All right.
She don't have no breasts at all. Like she got they gone.
No, she got on.
You remember the?
See, Janice says I was listening to an interview
video?
with BG.
Yeah.
Thought that was a dude speaking until I saw the video. Me too. If I wasn't looking directly at her, like even looking, if I didn't know that was her, I would have assumed that was a guy.
Yep.
I would have just automatically assumed it. If you didn't tell me her name, that's what I would have assumed.
She don't got no chest.
Oh, she took it off.
I told y'all she don't got no chest.
Oh yeah,
we've been through this before.
Tristan showed us a video one time where she took of her. She's had it removed.
So is she transitioning, or
Is
she
she
just
still?
don't want
How she play for a women's team still? That's what I want to know.
This is very interesting.
No, Janet, no, she just got no boobies at all.
Yeah, I think she took them off. She removed
Janet's
them.
stupid.
I mean, I could definitely
No
play
boobies
this on the TV because she got no breasts.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't have it at all.
She's had top surgery, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not transitioning.
Yeah,
but
just
she
doesn't
plays
want-
basketball
Yeah.
and doesn't want those things on her.
Yeah, like
I get it.
I can see that. I see that thing too. Like I'm an athlete.
Yep.
I'm not feminine facing forward, so I don't really need to have these things on me.
Yeah.
So you can just remove them so I can continue to play the basketball.
Yeah,
But
I
I
see that.
still have my vagina and I still like it.
And I don't want to not have it.
Yes. Okay. All right, Britt. It don't matter, girl. It's even better for me, honey. Shoot, because let your wife act up. I'm gonna be right there, right there. Oral sex is fueling an epidemic of throat cancer. Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh no.
I don't know about that.
Oral sex is the X-rated culprit behind a wave of throat cancer cropping up in the U.S., fueling a so-called epidemic, according to Hinsman Mahana, a professor at the Institute of Cancer and Genomic Science at the University of Birmingham. The human papilloma virus is to blame. Everybody got HPV. Everybody got it. If you licked it, if you sucked it, you got it.
Oh.
According to allegedly.
Allegedly.
For oropharyngeal cancer, the main factor is the number of lifetime sexual partners, especially oral sex. Case of an HPV-linked oropharyngeal cancer, a type of throat cancer, rose annually by 1.3% in women and 2.8% in men from 2015 to 2019.
And men be talking about women. Look at all of that.
Girl, women be doing it. The CDC estimates that 70% of oropharyngeal cancers, which affect the tonsils, base of the tongue and back of the throat, are caused by the HPV virus in the USA. So y'all got to stop using your tonsils and the back of your tongue.
Don't let the little thing hit the back of your throat.
Yes, do not say
hit
the little
thing in the
dangly
back of your
thing.
throat.
Yeah. Past studies have shown that multiple sexual partners could increase the risk of catching HPV and, in turn, developing mouth or throat cancer. In 2021, researchers discovered that people with 10 or more oral sex partners were more than 4 times more likely to develop HPV-related mouth and throat cancers. According to the data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 41% of teens from 15 to 19, goddamn, the children is out there sucking all of it.
Sucking it all.
Sucking it out. Young people ages 15 to 24 responsible for nearly half of the 26 million new STD infections in 2018.
All the children is going to die from throat cancer.
Of oral sex.
Oh my God. Janet said you got to rinse and spit and stop swallowing. Stop deep throating. You don't got to do all that.
In a fact, not so prevalent, according to the CDC, this is very interesting, that nearly all sexually active men and women get the virus at some point in their life.
You said it.
Typically harmless, many people clear the virus on their own with no complications. The virus can lead to cervical or oropharyngeal cancer in some cases. Basically, what this means is that y'all got to be careful.
Well, but remember, Gardasil was coming out a couple years ago, and that's the HPV vaccine. So I think that all teenagers now get this HPV vaccine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we advertise here on Spark FM.
Yeah, everybody go get checked out. Over 90% of HPV-associated cancers could be prevented with the HPV vaccine. There we go, right there. Yet vaccine uptake remains suboptimal. So there are these things out here to protect us from a lot of different things, and y'all get real caught up in how long the FCC or the FDA been sitting out here studying these things. You could get the vaccine for the HPV and potentially prevent throat and genital
Get the
cancer.
vaccine and you can suck all the things you want to suck.
This
Suck
ain't
it
a
and
story
lick
for
it.
Friday.
Yes.
This ain't a good Friday. So.
This is a good Friday because it's the weekend. You know how much oral sex is going to be happening this
Do you
weekend?
know how much oropharyngeal cancer we just prevented?
Exactly, Tristan. This is the type of resources we need to give to the community.
Big picture, bro. Big picture.
Yes. And last but not least, an update on Jonathan Majors, ordered to stay away from ex-girlfriend, alleged dom violence victim.
Dom?
Oh, domestic violence.
Oh, I'm like, what's that?
I thought they was doing what is it called? Dominatrix.
That's what I thought. You was going to say a dominant.
So the violence was due to
and then you said
sex.
dom, and I was like, wait, she's a man?
Jonathan Majors has been ordered to keep away from his ex-girlfriend he allegedly assaulted. A rep from Manhattan DA's office told TMZ a judge granted a full temporary order of protection Thursday for the alleged victim. At her request, we're told Majors didn't oppose the request, and the case is scheduled to return to court in a couple of weeks.
But they're not together anymore, right?
No, they're completely whatever. They're gone. They have reported some texts. Did you leave the keys? Goodbye. Please let me know when you're okay. When you that you're okay when you get this. This is what she wrote to him. They assured me that you won't be charged. They said they had to arrest you as a protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight. I'm so angry that they did, and I'm sorry you're in position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of the hospital. Just call me when you're out. She says they just called me again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack and they do not have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can on my end. I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out, and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. Out of care, she promised all will be relayed.
So she didn't get any charges pressed against her in this situation?
No. And she went out later that night after she was allegedly assaulted, and she was having a grand old time at a club, buying drinks, throwing some back, doing a grand, just having a good old day.
And didn't she visit him after the attack too?
She went to his house.
Yep.
And tried to get in, and I think she fell asleep in like his
closet
car door or something like that, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, people. Y'all got to guard your lives and guard your wives, because out here it's dangerous.
It sure is.
It's dangerous, and people will get you. Rip to that man. Jonathan Majors. He was just on his way up.
Jonathan Majors looking real minor.
Yeah, Jonathan Minor. Jonathan Loser. Anyhow, people, we are going to slide to the side. I hope you guys have a safe and excellent weekend. We will see you bright and early on Monday. Thank you for joining us this whole week. We really, really, really appreciate you guys and grateful for all of your support. With that said, we are going to slide on over to the side. We are officially out of here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Saucy and Friends in the morning.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global